Morning, everybody. Hope you are all well. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes because there's quite a few people still coming in. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all hanging in there. I know we're going through some more trying times at the moment. So thanks for taking the time out to join us this morning, because I know you're all super busy. But yeah, nice to have something positive to talk about and yeah, do some training on a destination which we were just saying, obviously we had a long time of not being able to travel there. So yeah, excited to hear the presentation this morning. So just to let you know, we are recording this because we are going to share it with any of our colleagues who haven't been able to join. So feel free to have your camera on if you want, but you may be on film. So I'm just going to run you through what we're going to do today. So for those of you who are new to our webinar Wednesdays, we always like to do a little bit of a any phonely update first of all. So you may have heard it a few times, so apologies if you have, but just bear with us. Then I'm going to hand over to Alison, who is a trade and marketing manager from Tourism Queensland, and she's going to run you through her section of the presentation, which is obviously the important part. And I've also got my lovely colleague Charlotte on today, and she's going to be in charge of the quiz at the end. So we are going to have an interactive quiz, so make sure you're taking lots of notes on Alison's presentation, and make sure you've got your mobile phones handy as well, because you will need those to be able to partake in the quiz at the end. So I think, what time are we on? 33. So yeah, let's make a start. So I'm just going to whiz you through my my if only update first of all. If anybody does have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. And we'll kind of go through them at the end of the presentation. So Charlotte's chief clicker. So there we are. You can see myself and Charlotte on screen anyway. So this is our little lean mean team, if only. So yeah, there was 5 of us out on the road, but now there's myself and Charlotte, and Tracy, our sales director, helps covering Ireland as well. And then we've got the lovely Denise in the office who's there to support us. So if you can't get a hold of myself or Charlotte, you can give her a ring. But all our contact details are on the slide there if you want to take a little picture. But Charlotte and I are here to help and support you drive those if only sales. So just wanted to give you, for those of you who are new to our webinars, I like to take it back to basics and give you a little bit of an if only introduction. So yeah, obviously luxury long haul tailor-made specialist with a big focus on Australia, hence the reason we're here today. We're 100% trade focused, so nice and reassuring for you guys to know that if you give out an if only quote, they're not going to be able to try and book it direct with us, because we only deal with travel agent partners like yourselves. Service second to none. We've got a fantastic team of people in our call centre. They're all specialists within their destinations, so they really can add value. So if if you are selling a destination that you've maybe not sold in a little while, that you're feeling a little bit rusty on, you know that you can pick up the phone to our guys and they can make you look like you are the fountain of all knowledge on that destination. So they're there to help and support you. Our team within the call centre is split into 2 sections. So we've got the beach team who deal with our beach destinations, so the likes of the Caribbean, Middle East, Indian Ocean, and then we've got our tailor-made team, and that is where our Aussie specialists sit. So they do Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, cruise comes into that area, Far East. So yeah, those guys are super busy at the moment. Actually, it's interesting because for the past 2 years, the only destinations we've really been able to sell is a handful of beach. But yeah, it's really ramping up in tailor-made now. The borders are open to the likes of Australia, Far East. People are wanting to get back out there. So yeah, those guys are rushed off their feet at the moment, but it's all good. Don't forget, when you book an if only holiday, we do pay. Oh, Charlotte's clicked forward.
Sorry.
You want me to speed up? I know I do Lara on a bit. But yeah, we do pay commission on the entire holiday cost. And another thing which we're really good at doing for you guys is going out and getting those special requests guaranteed where possible. So if you have got those clients who need to have interconnecting rooms, who need to have ground floor rooms, make sure you let us know, and we'll try and go and get that confirmed for you before we confirm the booking. We will price match where possible, but yeah, we might be a luxury tour operator, but we do have some really strong price points. So yeah, if you have got clients who are wanting 5-star luxury but on a budget, we will do our best to help you out with that. And that's probably because we have such strong relationships with all of our suppliers, with our scheduled airline partners. So we do get access to some really, really strong rates and competitive pricing. We are getting back to sending out our beautifully presented travel documents. Here's one I prepared earlier. So we are sending out the lovely, easy to say, lovely leather ticket wallets and luggage labels again now. We've managed to retain our less than 1% complaint ratio in after sales, and we do have our lovely dual branded e-quotes. Oh, I'm trying to click now, but Charlotte's clicking. Okay, so in terms of our product portfolio, don't forget, we've got all of those luxury beach resorts, but we've also got those nice little quirky boutique gems. And probably Australia is a good example of this, actually. Even though we do focus on luxury and 5-star luxury, you know, there are occasions where we would probably need to book something 3-star, and Australia is a prime example, because in certain areas, you're not going to find a 5-star luxury hotel. It's going to be little lodges or boutique B&Bs. And actually, in some of those destinations, people probably want to stay somewhere more authentic, where they feel like they're in that town or place, as opposed to a big kind of mass market chain hotel. But obviously, all the ones that we work with are super, super nice. But that's one thing that we have been focusing on over the past couple of years throughout all of this madness, is making sure that we've got the right product for you, our agent partners. So we did actually kind of get rid of quite a chunk of people that we were working with, because we just didn't feel like it was the right quality product. And it was that kind of thing that was creating issues and giving us a headache. So we've kind of got rid of some of the lower end products that we were using, and kind of upped the level of 5-star that we've got. Still have some 4-star in there as well, but yeah, very much focusing on luxury and making sure that your clients are going to have an amazing time when they travel with us. So it's not just flying flop holidays. We do that tailor-made touring, private touring, group touring, lots of honeymoons and weddings because of the destinations that we feature. And I was just saying to Alison, I actually went on my honeymoon to Queensland, so a great destination for that. We've got luxury cruising, private yacht hire, luxury train journeys. And again, obviously Australia's got some really iconic train journeys. We can book all of those. We have villas in numerous destinations, and then self-drive. And again, Australia is another really popular one when it comes to the motorhomes. So we've got lots of options with that. I'm going to click again, but Charlotte's my clicker. So current brochure collection, we are still doing our bit for the environment and using our current brochures. And as you can see, we've got the Australia, New Zealand and Pacific Island one still available. The only thing that's actually out of date about these brochures is the date printed on the front, which is so frustrating, because in terms of content, everything's still valid. Our brochures are purely information pieces with details on our hotels, on our destinations, on our tours, etc. So there's no actual pricing or offers in there. So we're doing our bit for the environment in using them up. So you can order them on Tradegate, or they are available to view online. And as well as those ones on the screen, don't forget, we have our little India and Sri Lanka brochure. We also have our cruise brochure, and we have our AMR collection weddings and honeymoons brochure as well. So lots of different tools to help you drive sales. Oh, and these are our beautiful e-quotes. So hopefully all of you receive these anyway, but if any of you don't and want your logos putting on there, if you get in touch with myself or Charlotte, we can make that happen for you. So again, just makes your life a little bit easier when you get a quote from ourselves. And again, Australia's a prime example. There's going to be lots of information and lots of different elements probably. So we'll send it across in a format which looks super professional. We'll get your logo on there and you can send it straight on to your clients. Okay, we keep talking about our website, but our new bookable version is coming soon. So I just wanted to remind you that it is going to happen. But if any of you have been on the website of late, you might have noticed we have made a couple of tweaks. So we've tried to make it easier for you to navigate around. We've got more downloadable offers from regional airports. We've got Google Maps attached to all of our hotels. We've got TripAdvisor reviews. And the plan is that come July, so I don't know if that's end of Q2 or not, we might need to update that, but yeah, come July, you are going to have a quotable version of the site, so you'll be able to jump on, get an idea of price, do a quote, and if you want to book, you'll be able to contact us and we'll confirm the booking for you. And once we know the website is doing what we need it to do, we will then be flicking the switch and it will be fully bookable later on this year. So yeah, it is coming, so watch this space. In terms of a couple of new product updates, don't forget we've got South Africa launching. So that is going to be coming imminently. We've now got the right products and the right people to sell it. So we're super excited about that. And then also new is our sports offering. So some of you might have seen we've had a Singapore Grand Prix package out there. We're going to be offering some more long haul Grand Prix packages and then hopefully getting access to some tickets for other sporting events. So yeah, watch this space. We'll keep you posted on what's happening with that. So if you're not already, I'm sure most of you are, make sure you are on our Facebook group. That's where we kind of communicate when we're doing our trainings, when we're doing our webinars, and obviously we put lots and lots of offers on there that's in a really great and easy format for you to use and to share with your own clients. And that's where you're going to find our offers. Again, if any of you are in retail shops and are looking for offers to put in your windows, obviously, as you can see, they look great. They don't use too much ink to print off. But obviously, if you're wanting to use the offers on the website for your own socials as well, just go into the section and you can actually search by departure airport. You can search by destination. So yeah, it's really easy to kind of get your hands on what you need. So quick update on the call centre in case you've not got the details. Obviously you can email through to get your quotes, so beach.sales or tailormade.sales. If you want to ring us, there's the main phone line number there, because TaylorMade is quite busy at the moment. If you're needing a quote urgently, I would say ring, because then you'll get dealt with straight away, because we're having to kind of prioritise the calls at the moment. We have got people working on the inbox, but because we're so busy, the kind of calls are taking a precedent. So yeah, if you need something urgent, definitely give us a ring. Best time to call is early morning or late afternoon. And don't forget, we're open Monday to Friday, 9 till 5:30, Saturday, 9 till 5. And if you have got a quote from ourselves and you just wanting to confirm it, don't want to kind of ring through, you can just email through to book@ifonly.net. And don't forget, we've got loads of rewards and competitions. We've actually had a really nice Australia incentive running. You can actually see all the details of our campaigns again on the website, and we've got my loyalty details on there as well. And then last but not least, we've got a few more up and coming events. Some of you might have joined us on our luxury cruise showcase, which we held, was it last month? The months are flying by, but we're going to be having another evening showcase event in July. That's going to be TaylorMade, and I think there are some Australia partners going to be on that, so that's exciting. And then next month's webinar Wednesday is going to be about a property in Vietnam, which I'm not quite sure how to pronounce, so I'm not going to attempt it, and that's on the 6th of July. So yeah,
so glad you took this
with us. I know. I think that might be it from me, so we can get on to the exciting part. So I'm going to hand over to Alison now. As I said before, make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're taking notes, because there's a £50 shopping voucher up for grabs. And if any of you got any questions, just pop them in the chat and we can get Alison to hopefully answer them for you at the end. So over to you, Alison.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gemma. Nice to see so many of you on the call today. Like she said, it's nice to hear that Australia is getting busy again and inquiries are coming in. It's been a long time that the borders were shut. So yeah, excited to chat about it today, and yeah, hopefully we get some more people inquiring about Queensland. Cool. If you guys have any questions, yeah, feel free to type them in as we go, and I'm happy to answer them as well. Okay, so the first slide. Nice. So for those of you that don't know Queensland too well, just a quick little introduction to our key selling points. So we are the northeast corner of Australia. We are the second largest state in Australia, so second to Western Australia, although we are one of the largest when it comes to tourism products. So we've got a lot of tourism products within our state. We're most well known for our sunshine, so it's also dubbed the Sunshine State. We've got over 300 days of sunshine. It's known for the Great Barrier Reef, which runs, you know, all down the coast of Queensland, which plays really nicely with that beautiful sunshine, and the rainforest as well. So it is where the rainforest comes down to meet the reef. So loads of nature and wildlife, lots of friendly locals, and we've also got a rich Indigenous culture. So we've actually got 2 Indigenous cultures in Queensland, and that's the Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal culture. Okay, so next slide. So I just wanted to start on our capital city of Brisbane first. So some of you may not have realised, but it was just announced this year as the host of the Brisbane 2032 Olympics and Paralympic Games. So this means that the Queensland capital, it's going to be projected onto the world stage. So Brisbane has well and truly come of age, and it's really shaking off its reputation as a big country town, as some people may have referred to it as before. So they're really excelling. There's a host of exciting new hotel openings, leisure and entertainment precincts are popping up. as well as a lot of new tours as well. So it is known as a kind of vibrant riverside city. They've got some great shopping, dining, kind of live music scenes as well in Brisbane. It's probably, in comparison to the other capital cities, most well known for its laid back outdoor lifestyle. So again, looking at that, you know, reputation of the Sunshine State, Brisbane definitely portrays this. There's a lot of emphasis on kind of outdoors, lots of green space, al fresco dining, and that kind of thing. Okay, next slide. Okay, so this is quite exciting. So coming very soon, we're going to be welcoming what's called Queen's Wharf. So this is going to be joining Howard Smith Wharfs, and it's going to be the perfect place to stay, play, and enjoy that sunshine. So it's expected to open in the first half of 2023. So Queen's Wharf, Brisbane, it's going to excuse me, transform the CBD. It's along the river's edge on Brisbane's river, and it's got a real iconic design that's going to embrace that kind of subtropical climate that Brisbane is so well known for. It's also going to celebrate that kind of Indigenous and European heritage as well. So it's going to have interpretive trails, and all sorts of experiences along Brisbane River as well. So it's actually 26 hectares is the space across land and water that it takes up. And it's going to have all sorts of kind of different spaces, from cultural, retail, dining, hotels, and entertainment. So I expect it to be a staggered opening, but definitely with majority of things opening in the first half of 2023. So it's definitely already well in progress. A few of my colleagues were down there for ATE just a couple of weeks ago, and they visited the site and they said it's looking amazing already. It's also going to have a Rosewood and a Ritz-Carlton in it as well. So some luxury hotels within Queen's Wharf. So that's one exciting opening, and then a couple other hotels that have recently opened, and it's worth mentioning. So we've got the Voco Brisbane. So this it's 194 rooms, and it opened in the city centre just in April. So this is like freshly opened. It overlooks Brisbane River at North Quay, and it really showcases kind of vibrant artwork. It has a lobby restaurant serving craft beers, wines, and cocktails. So it's a real kind of funky, eclectic hotel there. Hotel X, this one like really oozes 5-star luxury. So this one is just minutes from Howard Smith Wharf. So, and also just off of James Street, which is, you know, home to lots of boutiques and restaurants and clubs in Brisbane. Hotel X also has a French brasserie that takes up residence on the ground floor, serving contemporary French delights. Crystal Brook Vincent. So this one is kind of Brisbane's slickest new riverfront hotel. So they've got a new name and a new branding after joining the Crystal Brook collection. So you guys, I'm sure you're all familiar with Crystal Brook. They've got a few properties up in North Queensland. And so they've rebranded to Vincent by Crystal Brook. It was originally the Fentazo. So this is really, it pays homage to the artist which it was named after, which is Vincent Fentazo. So the hotel basically displays all the artwork from Vincent Fentazo all through the hotel. So it's, again, quite a quirky, cool little hotel, but all very much luxury with a big focus on sustainability as well, like all the Crystal Brook properties have. It also has a rooftop pool and a bar, and amazing views across the river towards Brisbane City as well. And then finally, the Carlisle is another one worth mentioning. So this one's located in Fortitude Valley. So this is another 5-star hotel. It's a real Art Deco style. They kind of play on those kind of ice cream colors of pistachio and rose gold. It's got an award-winning dining precinct on site. So it's called Hellenica, which is a sophisticated Greek restaurant. And this hotel has a particular focus on well-being. They've got it's called a Kalo Medi Spa on site as well. Okay, next slide. So yeah, just kind of showing you, you know, all the things to see and do around Brisbane. Like I said, it's really going to be thrown into the spotlight, and there really is so much to see and do, like in the capital. So that little picture in the top left corner, this is Howard Smith Wharf that opened a couple of years ago now, actually. So it's a real leisure precinct along the waterfront. So this one, it's literally not a far journey from any hotel in Brisbane, pretty much. And you can find yourself at Howard Smith Wharf. And this is basically an area where you can enjoy food, music, bars, breweries, hotels as well, all in Howard Smith Wharf. A few key mentions, if you don't know Brisbane too well, there's places like Queen Street Mall is great for shopping, to visit designer boutiques, international brands. Newstead is a great place, great dining scene, also fantastic for the emerging kind of brewery and kind of boutique cocktail bars and stuff in Newstead. Brisbane Festival, if you've got some clients that are visiting in September each year, it's basically a month-long eclectic celebration of theatre, music, dance, circus, opera, all of these things. It kind of takes over the city in each September. And then we've also got sporting events. I know Gemma mentioned that, you know, they're starting to look at sport, but it's definitely a market there. We've got Suncorp Stadium and the Gabba as well, if anyone's into Australian sport when they visit. And also you can see a little image there of Eat Street Market. So if any of your clients want something a little bit different, a little bit quirky, Brisbane's got a quirkily styled kind of shipping container market and serves up kind of eclectic street food and things. So if someone was looking for that little bit of something different that they may not experience before, then send them down to Eat Street Market for a night. Next slide. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys on a map so you can see. So as you can see, kind of where Howard Smith Wharf is in the kind of top right corner. So that's the kind of leisure precincts, lots of stuff going on there, you know, hotels, entertainment, bars, that kind of thing. Queen's Wharf, then, if you kind of look in the smaller circle there, so that's kind of, that would only be about a 15-minute walk from Howard Smith Wharf. So it's all quite compact. So it is a very walkable city. So if your clients are staying kind of all within that bigger circle on that map there, everything's within, you know, a 20-minute walk. And it's super easy to either, I mean, they do have like electric scooters that you can hire, but I don't know, your customers might not be too keen on that, but it's super easy to walk everywhere or get taxis around as well. Yeah, so just wanted to highlight that. Cool. So now jumping on to the next region I wanted to touch on, which is the scenic rim. So basically it's probably not that well known, but Brisbane is actually surrounded by a rim of majestic mountains. And it's often referred to as kind of the hinterlands behind like the Gold Coast and Brisbane. So it's kind of a real picturesque rural mountain village. Excuse me. So think, you know, things like wineries, luxury rainforest retreats, nature and wildlife. It's known as Eastern Australia's food bowl. So it's a real nice one to kind of experience fresh produce, which is really grown in rich soils of the region, and lots of local delicacies as well. So worth mentioning that it was voted Best in Travel by Lonely Planet this year. So only 30 destinations are chosen, with the criteria being sustainability, community, and diversity. So the scenic rim scored particularly high with sustainability, noting that the destination is really furthering its commitment to environmental protection. So next slide. So it's only an hour to an hour and a half from Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So it's really easily accessible from southern Queensland cities, and easily reached with the road network as well. So easy to drive to. So it's a really naturally abundant and diverse area. Lots of Australian wildlife. So it's birds, wallabies, koalas. Yeah, and it's also got some really incredible accommodation options. So we've got a couple of luxury lodges here, you know, quirky cottages, luxury kind of eco pods and cabins, all with like a backdrop of this lush rainforest. So it's the Gondwana rainforest, which is actually the oldest subtropical rainforest in the world. And they've also got, like I mentioned, incredible food here. So they've got a few chef's hatted restaurants, farm gates and craft breweries as well. Next slide. Okay, so like I mentioned, it's about an hour to an hour and a half from Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So it's often referred to as the Gold Coast and Brisbane hinterland. So if you hear people saying that, they're basically referring to the scenic rim. So this region is really about to be placed in the spotlight. So yeah, now's the perfect time to kind of get ahead of it and learn a bit about it, to hear about all the incredible products that are in this region. Next slide. Okay, a few of the kind of products that your clients can experience out there. So it really packs a punch when it comes to flavors and produce. So a few of the examples are Karumba Vineyard and Lavender Farm. So this one is nestled in, it's called Fassifern Valley at Mount Alfred. And so it's about 60 minutes from Brisbane or an hour and a half from the Gold Coast. And it's basically a 6-hectare vineyard with amazing lavender fields and magnificent views of the scenic Rim Mountains. And they've got an incredible restaurant there serving modern Australian cuisine by acclaimed Australian chef Daniel Gronberg. So dishes include homemade scenic Rim brewery pumpkin beer sourdough. Gosh, that's a mouthful. And lavender honey glazed Brisbane Valley quail. There you go. And then the Scenic Rim Brewery. So this one's not far from Karumba. So it's located in a tiny town called Mount Alfred. So it's the same place as Karumba Vineyard. So this one's owned by Mike and Wendy Webster. It celebrates local produce. And they combine the best ingredients, ensuring all-round sensory experience. And then also Tambourine Mountain Distillery as well. So this one is the 3rd oldest distillery in Queensland. And it's basically, they look at cocktail inspiration. They have it was once a rundown citrus and avocado orchard. There you go. So they've got a comprehensive list of cocktails that can teach you some tricks for your next party. There you go. So Tambourine Mountain Distillery. Cool. So next slide. Okay, touching on, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the Spices Scenic Rim Trail. So this is a big draw card to the region as well. So this is one of Tourism Australia's Great Walks of Australia. So if you've heard of that collection, they're a collection of luxury walking holidays across Australia. So Spices Scenic Rim Trail is one of those. So it links the Spices Peak Lodge and Spices Hidden Valley. So it's a continuous walk through guided walk, and it's fully ported. So guests only carry a day pack, and yeah, they have porters that take their luggage. It's a unique, they've got a lot of unique accommodation along the way. And you basically walk along the Great Dividing Range with incredible, views along the way of the Gondwana rainforest, native fauna and flora. And then each day you kind of get back to your accommodation, unwind at Spices, renowned for their relaxed luxury. And yeah, it's all exclusive accommodation, low footprint, eco-friendly, and really known for their sensational food and wine. Yep. So these are just some examples of the accommodation. So it's 4 days and 4 nights. So when you think of kind of the Spices retreats, you think of like beautiful accommodation in really like spectacular natural locations. So you spend a night in unique accommodation. So there's an eco camp. So it starts, sorry, I'll go through the different accommodations. So the walk starts off at Spices Hidden Vale, which is a stylish historic farm, which is a multi-award winning restaurant. So it's perched on the edge of an escarpment. So this is for the first night. So you can really expect kind of luxury service, and like, you know, at the end of the day, kind of cool beverage and a hot shower, and beautiful comforts that you can expect. The second and third nights are then spent at the amphitheatre eco cabins and the timber getters eco cabins. So you can see one of those in the pictures there. So these again are amazing kind of state-of-the-art cabins. They're newly built using industry-leading sustainability techniques. So it's basically amazing, like immersing yourself in nature. Again, they're very like comfortable, kind of high-end experiences, and something new and a bit quirky, I'm sure, if your guests are taking up on those. And then there's Hidden Peaks cabins for the fourth night. So this is newly refurbished, handcrafted timber slab huts with their own ensuite and unique mountain views as well. And then if your clients want to extend, so from the 4 days, they can do an additional 2-day walk and add on. That's when they'll stay at these canopy luxury tents. So these, again, are very much still a high-end product. So it's like a glamping site, but they're, you know, beautiful kind of service and lovely, comfortable bed and amenities as well. And there's also the option to kind of extend for a few nights or add transfers to include Spices Peak Lodge. So Spices Peak Lodge is one of the luxury lodges of Australia. And that, again, your clients can add a few days to that one at the end of the walk as well, if they're doing the Spices Scenic Rim Trail. Cool. Next slide. So a couple of other key products in the Scenic Rim region. So we've got Hazelwood Estate. This is a brand new accommodation for the Scenic Rim region. So this is nestled next to the World Heritage listed Lamington National Park. So it's got, you know, amazing rolling hills, and not far from Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So each accommodation type, it really exudes that kind of country elegance. So it features, you know, cozy fireplaces, private verandas, stunning views of that hinterlands landscape. So guests can select private individual king farm cabins or luxury pavilions with spacious indoor and outdoor living areas. So I've just got some photos on the next slide. So what makes this property quite unique is that it's actually located on a Wagyu beef farm. So guests can really enjoy kind of that energy of the working farm, and kind of like rub shoulders with polo players as well. They can enjoy horse riding, bushwalks, or just relax in the spa. And they've also got a paddock restaurant that, again, celebrates that amazing produce that comes from the Scenic Rim region. The next product is Wander at the Overflow. So this is another new property of the Scenic Rim region. So this is located a little bit further out from the coast. So it's really in that Scenic Rim wilderness. So this one is only opened in December 2021. So you can get 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom wonder pods is what they call them. So they're eco homes, and they're nestled in private bushland with views over Lake Wirralong and Mount Joyce. So this is real rural beauty. So you can see on the next slide. So it's really a place to kind of escape and enjoy nature. It's all in like eucalyptus forests, and they've also got local cellar doors close by, and vineyards as well, so clients can wander around and experience the local produce as well. Okay, jumping to our next region. So we're going to just touch on tropical North Queensland. So only in October last year, it was announced that the Daintree rainforest was being handed back to the traditional owners, so the Kukulanji people. So they've been custodians of this part of the world for more than 50,000 years. So here, travelers, they can really not only discover the world's oldest tropical rainforest, but also connect with and support this Indigenous communities and businesses at the same time. So Cairns is the gateway to tropical North Queensland. You can fly international straight into Cairns, or, you know, connect from any other really Australian city. Great places to stay in this region are Cairns itself, or there's some incredible luxury products in Palm Cove or Port Douglas, which are only an hour out of Cairns. And it's a great place to discover, again, Queensland's local fruit bowl and local produce there. One of the big announcements from this area, in the next slide, is the reopening of Silky Oaks Lodge. So some of you probably sold this product in the past. So, excuse me. So it's one of the biggest openings of the region. So it's now under Bailey Lodges, Silky Oaks Lodge. So it reopened in December 2021 after a considerable refurbishment. So it unveiled a $15 million refurbishment of the rainforest retreat. So it's now under Bailey Lodges. So I'm sure you've all heard of Bailey Lodges. They also own and operate Longitude 131 in Uluru, and also Capella Lodge, Lord Howe Island, and Southern Ocean Lodge in Kangaroo Island. So all very luxury products. We kind of coined the term of somewhere being bailified because they are just very good at what they do, and they have some incredible kind of attention to detail and amazing kind of additions that when they do take over a property or rebuild it, as they're doing with Southern Ocean Lodge. So this one, yeah, it's looking incredible. So it's perched among the trees adjacent to the Daintree Rainforest National Park. So it has 40 luxury tree houses. They've got a healing water spa, which is set amongst the lush rainforest gardens. Incredible food and wine offering. And they also offer bespoke cultural experiences as well, with the walkabout cultural adventures. So it's set amongst 32 hectares, pristine rainforest, above gentle flowing Mossman River. All good. So it's located, I just mentioned, 20 minutes from Port Douglas, 60 minutes from Cairns. So great place to see the rainforest and connect to the Great Barrier Reef. I also just wanted to mention some new inventory with Crystal Brook Collection. So I mentioned Crystal Brook Vincent, which is in Brisbane, but they've also got some incredible properties in North Queensland. So Flynn was the latest addition to open in 2020, but I'd say that a few of these products probably haven't been experienced by your clients, because obviously borders shutting in early 2020. So they are really incredible. These are all Cairns based, so not far from each other really, close to Cairns Esplanade. The way that they position them, Crystal Brook, is basically they're named after their children, and like siblings, each hotel and resort share many similarities, but each is also unique and it maintains its own personality. So they look at Riley as living in the moment, Bailey is thoughtful and arty, and Flynn is the social butterfly. So they're all 5-star, they're all amazing hotels, but yeah, just seeing they all have a kind of quirky twist and their own set of individuality as well. Okay, just a few more mentions. Lizard Island. So this is the northernmost resort on the Great Barrier Reef, and it is another luxury lodge of Australia. So this is absolutely incredible and really something special, looking for those clients that want to just have that little bit something extra. So it's truly secluded from the rest of the world, stunning suites that really have sweeping ocean views. They've got plunge pools, stylish, stunning decor, and it's just a 60-minute flight from Cairns. So you get a private charter from Cairns to Lizard Island. So if you look at the next slide, so for me, it's all about those kind of open spaces, being the only person on the beach. That's really what you get on Lizard Island. As you can see, that's that incredible escape. Like, you can't even imagine really just being the only person there, like it's your own private island. Just on the next slide. So dining is also a key feature on Lizard Island. So they've got a world-class restaurant here called Saltwater Restaurant with chef-hatted chefs. Is that the right word? Yeah. So it's a key feature, and they've also got private dining experiences as well. And then I think my last thing that I wanted to touch on was Mount Mulligan Lodge, which is again in this North Queensland region. So this is again another luxury lodge of Australia. So it's one of only 5 luxury lodges in Queensland. So it's only got room for 16 guests, and it's got stunning rooms and suites available, and high-end dining options as well. So it's a 2-hour 4-wheel drive transfer from Cairns, or they can get a private heli transfer from Cairns as well. And that's all inclusive of the scenic flight. So this one's more of an outback experience. So, you know, you can visit kind of the local gold mines. They can do like barramundi fishing or nature walks, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. Actually, I think I've got it on the next slide. If you look at some of those images, incredible stargazing. So as you can imagine, there's like zero light pollution out here. So incredible stargazing. It's part of the Northern Escape collection. So Northern Escape collection also have Daintree Eco Lodge and Orpheus Island. So yeah, part of that collection. But yeah, as you can see, great one for that kind of outback experience, but in a luxurious way. And that's it from me. So sorry, there was a lot of that was all a lot of updates. So if you feel like you need more information on basically the state or regions themselves, then please feel free to get in touch. But yeah, we've got a lot of new things happening. It's been super exciting that we can now book all these things. But as you can imagine, over the last 2 years of borders shut, it's nice to see that a lot of the products have been working on all these new developments and all this exciting new stuff that we can now sell. So yeah, thanks guys.
Oh, thanks Alison, that was amazing. Does anyone have any questions for Alison? I just want to go back now. That's just brought back so many memories. And I think that's one thing when selling Australia. I think sometimes people go and they almost want to do too much at once. Like, you know, they want to do Sydney, they want to do Queensland, they want to do the Red Centre. But I think that's the great thing about Queensland. It offers so much in terms of the diversity. And I feel like we did quite a good tour because we did that kind of hinterland. We did, you know, the Great Barrier Reef. We stayed at Palm Cove. We did Surfers. We did Noosa. You know, and there's just so much within your kind of area. You've got a very good area that you're looking after there, Alison. So clients could literally go to Queensland and have the most amazing trip and then go back and do another area of Australia at a later date. So
well, I think it's a really good point, and something to note that Australia itself has a really high repeat visitation rate. So we've got over 60%, which means that I think people who have never been to Australia, they're a bit worried about the distance and the flight, and that can prove a big barrier. But once they go, they realize it's actually not bad at all. Like, you get there and you go, oh, that was absolutely fine, and then they realize obviously how amazing it is, and they want to go back again. So you don't have to fit everything into that first trip. You know, you can focus more on, you know, one area, and then, you know, next trip dive a bit deeper, or whatever they want to do.
Definitely. Well, you obviously did an amazing job with your update, because there are no questions. But obviously, if people have taken a note of your contact details, they can always drop you a line if they think of something later. So yeah, lots for everybody to remember now, but I'm going to hand over to you, Charlotte, to do the
thank you.
quiz.
So last part of the session. So if you've got a mobile device, you need to get it out now, or if you head over to slido.com, you can pop in this code. So it's really simple. Open your camera, take a picture of the QR code. It will take you directly to Slido, or join us at slido.com with 1616. Don't forget to put your names in. Let's see if anybody has joined us just yet. Let's have a look. Oh, we've gone too far. There we go. We've got Ashley, Lynn. Here we go. There's quite a few people joining, so I'll just give you a few minutes. Okay. Don't forget, there's that £50 voucher up for grabs. Hopefully you've been taking notes. We've only got 6 of you in at the moment. I'll just give you a few minutes. Anyone having any problems, let us know. I think myself and Alison have got this summer cold that's going round. There we go, a few more coming in. Okay, so is that everybody who's joining us? Anyone having any problems? No? Okay, so I'm going to start the quiz. Don't forget, with Slido, it's fastest finger first. So obviously the question will be read out, but make sure that you're ticking the correct answer and clicking submit. So we'll start off with the first question. So what is the name of the leisure and entertainment precinct set to open in Brisbane next year? Is it Queen's Wharf, Queen Street Mall, or Howard Smith Wharf? And we obviously did this right at the beginning. It's not far in between for walking. There we go. So let's see who got the answer correct. Quite a lot of you. So yeah, it was the Queen's Wharf. On to the next question. What is the name of the third Crystal Brook property opening in Cairns? Is it the Riley, Crystal Brook Riley, the Vincent by Crystal Brook, or the Crystal Brook Flynn? Anyone remember this? This wasn't so long ago. We've just covered this. Let's have a look. Oh, bit split here. Let's see who got the right answer. It was the Crystal Brook Flynn. Okay, on to our third question. What region won the Lonely Planet Bay Best in Travel 2022? I'd quite like to go and do a walking tour in the scenic rim, definitely.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. I did a Segway tour up there.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
And everybody got this one right. Yeah, the scenic rim. So at the moment, this is how we're going. So Lynn, you are in top spot. We've got 2 more questions to go. Everything could change. So this is our 4th question. What is the name of the luxury lodge located on the Spices Scenic Rim Trail? Is it Spices Peak Lodge, Hazelwood Estate, or the Timber Getter Eco Cabins? See who got this one right. So this is a bit of a split one here, but it was the Spices Peak Lodge. And then finally, our last question is, where is Silky Oaks Lodge located? Is it Lizard Island, Scenic Rim, or the Daintree Rainforest? Everybody should know this one. Quite an easy question for the last one. Let's have a look. Oh, bit split. Daintree Rainforest. So let's see who our winner is. So Lynn, you are the winner. If you could just put your contact details or your email address in the chat box for me, I'll get the prize sent to you.
Well done, Lynn.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That's fab. I played along and I got 5 out of 5. I am a complete Queensland geek, but I love it. But
I feel like I was a bit unfair with the crystal book question, because you guys were very right in the Vincent did just open, but it opened in Brisbane, not in Cairns. So I feel like you guys were listening. Yeah.
No, that was fantastic. Oh, well, hopefully I'm feeling inspired now to actually go there, but even just to kind of like talk to some more agents about the destination, and I'm sure you guys are feeling, I'm sure everyone who comes to see you for a holiday now will be like, no, you need to go to Queensland. You know, you don't need to go to Tenerife or Thailand or wherever, you just need to go to Queensland. But yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. As I say, the next month will be on Vietnam. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. It's just so nice kind of that we can sell these destinations again and getting a refresher and on what's available, and obviously so much new product as well available in Queensland. So we will have a recording of this on our Facebook pages, so if any of your colleagues have missed out, tell them to keep an eye on Facebook. We'll be posting it on there. And yeah, well done, Lynn. Again, we'll be in touch to sort out your shopping voucher. And a massive thanks to Alison for joining us today and bringing us up to speed with everything in Queensland. So enjoy your days, Guy, and we'll see you all later.
See you all
Thanks,
soon.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.